People will often say they never realized how many companies in Canada made clocks. And again, we're the only clock museum in Canada and the only one in the world telling the story about Canadian clocks. And again, 1820s labels, Nova Scotia. 1830s, you've got Upper and Lower Canada. You've got peddlers' clocks that came in the mid-1800s from with Canada West, when we actually had a province of Canada. The good news, bad news is we've added to our exhibits, added more and more clocks. The focus is Canadian made or Canadian label. We've got examples back to the 1820s on up to modern ones. We've got a battery one that was made about 3 years ago by a man here in Deep River, and everything in between. And we've got working record players and other artifacts, period artifacts from the same time periods going back decades and longer. So we can actually play Edison records, cylinder records in 78s. Sometimes the technology blows people away because they've not heard of it before, maybe just in the movies. So. For all the clocks we've got, different time periods, depending on the age of our visitors. They remember the humpback mantle clocks from the 1950s, or all sorts of kitchen clocks as well. We've got 3 different companies that made kitchen clocks in Canada back in the 40s and 50s into the 60s. So, well, I might have mentioned earlier, museums really are memory factories. So whatever museum you go into, the Canoe Museum in Peterborough or wherever, you've got memories of maybe your grandmother, your grandparents, whatever. We've got kitchen clocks made in Toronto or Peterborough. People will often look up and point at one on the wall and say, our grandmother had that one, our parents had that one. And sometimes, why is it in a museum? But Canadian made again. We would invite you to come on in and see in more detail, take video, take digital pictures, and enjoy the sounds and the sights and the many period artifacts we've got as well to go with 2 centuries of Canadian-made clocks. Here at Canada's only clock museum, the Canadian Clock Museum in Deep River, Ontario. See you here.